there's a phrase I have when I compare the Congress and the BJP, and I call it the BMW socialism, which is one of the chapter titles in the book, which I call the bare minimum but workable socialism. So a lot of people take it against the BJP that, oh, it's again a socialist party. There's no different from the Congress. But look at the changes. And there is an article I did where I compared welfare of Modi versus freebies of everyone else. And I made a very simple point that Modi's socialism is targeted, more importantly, but it's also to elevate 800 million people in India from where they can start catering for themselves. I'll explain this. Let's say a person was struggling for roti kapda makan back in 2013. When we started reading political science, and this was, I think I had my first political science chapter in 2001. And the first thing we read was man is a social animal, he needs roti kapda makan. Okay. Is the rural villager today struggling for a roti? No. For kapda? No. For makan? No. So what is his next? What is going to be his problem after 10 years? How do I find a good job for my children? How do I find good public schools for my children? My children, I'm earning so much that I can probably start thinking of private schools. How do I get there? See what all they have been given. They started with an Aadhaar card, which was an identification. Then came the bank accounts. Then came the internet connection, which was a blessing of the private sector. Then came the health covers. Then came the houses, the toilets, the cylinders, the cheap electricity, electrification of tons and tons of villages that never had seen electricity since independence, LED bulbs, you name it. Then came mudra loans for MSMEs, for smaller enterprises. You look at Awas Yojana, you look at the insurance schemes, Jal Jeevan Mission, Swanidhi loans for street hawkers. What all has happened? UPI digital payments, of all things. I have a grocery market every Wednesday near my home, and everyone has a UPI payment interface. You're getting ONDC in the future, which is the open network for digital commerce. So, what has Narendra Modi done? His socialism is bare minimum stuff. You give them a house. You're not giving them a 5 BHK house. You're not giving them endless money so that one day they can build their house. You're giving them a house. You're giving them toilets. You're giving them water inside their house. You're giving them cylinder. He's giving them the bare minimum. But when he's giving it, he's making it workable. It's not like 100 rupee leave the Indian coffers and only 5 rupees reach that person. 100 leaves, 100 they get. And that's visible on the ground. That's why they won 2019. And that's why they'll win 2024 also. They are not saying, oh, we'll give you 500 rupees as a cash drop and you can probably build your house one brick at a time. They're saying, we'll build it for you. But now your priority should be, now that you have the roti, kapda, makan, toilet, bank account, everything at your disposal, what are you going to do about it? Modi made that jibe, people should sell pakoras and everyone lost their minds. But I think it was a smart idea. It's a country of 1.3 billion people. Why not engage in a street food business? How many outlets have come out after the pandemic? One example, we're a country of 1.3 billion people. What will always sell? Food, clothes. People can do so much now. But now they don't have to worry about roti, kapda, makan. Every Indian family, 90% of Indian families, are one bad hospital episode away from being in debt and in poverty. What do you have? You have an Ayushman Bharat. Just this morning, there was a report in the Economic Times that 400 million more Indians are going to be covered under the Ayushman Bharat, in lieu of a small amount they'll have to pay because they're the middle income bracket. The government understands that there are 900 million people in this country, almost thrice the population of the United States, that are one bad disease or treatment away from being perpetually in debt that will pass over to their children, that will hit their consumption, that will probably, slow down their progress as a family. The government understands that. This is what socialism has to be about. And why is this important? Why is BMW important? Because you can't build a 5 trillion economy if two-thirds of your population's biggest priority of the day is, "Arey, sham ka roti mil jaye." Think about it. Our domestic helps. Look at where the FMCG consumption has gone. 20 years ago, my mates did not pick up the fanciest of biscuits or Maggie noodles. Now they're picking it up. FMCG stocks are always a good indicator of how the consumption is going on in the country. It's one of the good indicators we should really follow, because they cannot be faked at the end of the day. So what is the story we are getting from the ground? That people at a micro level are being pushed to become Atmanirbhar.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.